Why am I at this? Why am I still trying to get through to these hopeless men? That's a good question. I guess there is a simple answer, really. The rape. My sick, stupid uncle. I was 13 years old, and for the rest of my teenage years, I was just a frozen chunk of flesh. After that, I still sat paralyzed for many years. I had no idea what to do with my life. The strongest, clearest thing about my life was the anger that I had. Anger, it was in my heart, but it was in my bones. It was in my mind, in my mouth. Because of that event, it had a way of eating away at the rest of me. Eventually, I decided to commit the rest of my life to ending sexual abuse here. Now people call me an activist. I guess that's what I am now. Yeah, I used to meet with sexual assault victims regularly to hear their stories and try to offer them healing. But I found myself overcome with sorrow and rage as I would listen to them. Sometimes, well, I'm kept awake at night still with the thought of these girls being treated the same way I was. After working with them, I would find myself wrestling with my own pain again and again and again. If I could just pay him back for the pain. Actually, I want to emasculate all of them. I just want to make them feel just as worthless and just as small and so chewed up and spit out. I know, bitterness takes you to dark places. I am worried by this cynicism that infects my heart and my work. Anyway, I have decided these men have to be stopped. They all belong in jail, so now I go into those stupid bars where these useless men sit and get drunk all day, and most of them just ignore me, but I know some of them can't, so I continue to make my voice heard. I can't shake the feeling that I will stop hurting if only they would see how wrong they are.
How did I get here? Well, I grew up in a village just outside of Impanela. My parents struggled sometimes even just to feed us. On a good day, we would eat 2 meals. Anyway, I had this one friend, Rosalind, who kept telling me about jobs in the city that could make me good money. She told my parents that I could cook and clean for a family here. They agreed to let me go into the city, but on the way, Rosalind said that she actually worked for a pimp and that I should do it too. She swore I would make way more money doing it compared to the cleaning some stranger's house, and that was true. At first, I was shocked and grossed out. I didn't want anything to do with that. But she kept telling me it wasn't that bad and that I should just give it a shot. That's how it all started. It just seemed to escalate from there. Before I knew it, there were 4 or 5 guys a night. Now, of course, I know that Jacondi gave Rosalind some money to bring me in. Honestly, I hate this job. Sometimes the guys treat me horribly, and other times they will get up and leave without even paying. I guess I can't be ungrateful. My brothers and 2 sisters are going to school now because of the money I send home, and I've never seen my parents so happy. I don't know how they would take it if they knew what I was doing.
Oh, I'm Jacondi, which means love. And I sure love these chicks. I live within walking distance of this bar. It's convenient for me. This is the life. Sometimes I'll find myself here every day of the week. I just can't get enough of it. You know how boring it could be just sitting around the house trying to get work? Being here is way better anyway. I mean, look at all these beautiful ladies. Woo. I don't want to brag, but I've slept with each one of the regulars probably a dozen times. At first I had to pay to get in here, but they saw how many friends I would bring in and they started letting me off the hook. I was getting in scot-free. Before I knew it, I had a group of girls under my command. Now, well, yeah, I guess you can call me a pimp. At least that's what the rappers call it. Sometimes girls get out of line and have a different idea of what's good for them. I straighten them up real quick, expeditiously. Some of them leave, but they always come back. Give them a few days. These girls don't know what to do without Chacondi. And lately, there's been an added bonus. That crazy woman, I think her name is Janet, she's been coming around and I entertain all her antics long enough to give her a little hope that she might change me. Because it's just entertaining for all the other guys to see me make fun of her behind her back. This woman thinks she can tell us what we should or shouldn't do. If she keeps up though, she'll probably be one of my girls here someday.
Yes, the thought of my parents finding out that I became a prostitute haunts me every day. It didn't happen very often, but every once in a while, some of those church people would come out and talk with us. They usually looked really uncomfortable and would stumble over their words. We would give them some time because we can usually manipulate $10 out of them. We'll say whatever they want to hear. Then they give us a little something and let us get back to work. They don't really have any solutions anyway. Just empty words about some spiritual savior. I always thought, what would this guy want with the saving of someone like me anyway? And what would I want with someone who saves my spirit? One day, a girl offered to let me come and stay in his home. I figured, why not? Usually people make promises they can't keep, and since it's right down the street, it won't be difficult to just run away. I've been here almost a month now. I haven't been able to make up my mind about it. I hate to admit it, but daily I want to get out of here. I even ran once. Still not sure why the girl found me again and told me that she wanted me to come back. Here in this home, they want us to go back to school to learn skills that will help us make an income. But the work they suggest doesn't earn me a fraction of what I make on the streets. They also make us go to these counseling sessions, and I don't like them. I think some of those guys at the bar really care about me. They were always telling me that I, out of all of the girls, they thought was the best. For sure, some of those guys, well, I don't even know if they had a soul. I mean, how can you even do what some of those guys did to another human being? The counselor from the home is always asking me if I would forgive them. She is so weird. She talks about loving our enemies. It's going to take a legitimate miracle before that'll ever happen. But lately, the staff have been going to classes with all of those guys. It's all just really strange to me. If they think they can convince those guys to stop paying us for sex, I think you would have more luck waiting for a blizzard to hit Africa.
Psst, Chacondi, come here, man. This guy, he came by the hotel I was staying at. He invited me to some class. It sounded stupid, but he said there'd be free dinner, and I gotta eat, so I went. This dude, he said he used to sleep around too, with lots of women, just like us. Even abused him. Talked about how it was great at the moment, but it just left him feeling miserable and lonely. Man, it got some questions stirring in my head. I don't know, I mean, we always make fun of that one lady who comes into the bar and tells us to stop abusing women or whatever, but why should we listen to her? I mean, I don't know. I guess maybe our way with the girls isn't the greatest. But this dude, I mean, he actually believes sexual abuse will end right here in our home in Panella. Man, Gioni, the way he looked at me, there was no judgment. He just looked me in the eyes and he said to me that he didn't believe men were the problem. He said he didn't believe I was the problem. He actually says men are the solution. Jacondi, I always tried to tell myself that we were helping these women, but what if we're just hurting them? I just don't know anymore. Man, you know, I ran into one of the girls today. You know, Maggie, she was in the market. She's staying at this home and she's selling produce and she's helping run the place. She actually looked happy. Something came over me, man. I told her I was sorry. Sorry for using her and treating her the way I did. I told her that she deserved better. And I was really glad she left. I didn't know if she was going to hit me or hug me or just run away. And then she just started crying. I almost did too. But I don't know. I just feel different, man. Almost good. Or at least better or something, but it's just different. I'm different. All I know is this, man, I just can't do what we used to do anymore. And I'm going to keep going to those classes. Shikondi, my friend, I think you should come too.
Every one of these counseling sessions has just been more and more of a nightmare. I guess I didn't realize just how messed up that stuff was. My heart was so frozen, and now it's like starting to crack into pieces. It's, well, painful. But the other day, I was minding my own business at the market, and along came one of Jacondi's buddies. Whenever I see him or guys like him, the first thing I feel is rage. But he got the first words in. I guess it's good that he did, because what he said was that he's sorry. No one, not one of the guys from all my time under Jacondi has ever said that to me before. Something happened inside of me. It didn't happen all at once, but I can't explain it. It's like all this anger is loosening its grip on my throat, on my heart. I don't think I hate him anymore. I told all of this to my counselor. She just smiled and said, "That's what reconciliation feels like. It's the best counselor." And she ended the session early.